Welcome back to the Now Do the Werk podcast. Today I'm sharing a little behind the scenes of a performance that I had where, believe it or not, I actually got quite a bit of performance anxiety. So, to preface it, let me just say that I've had some run ins with adrenaline lately, just various things have just got my adrenaline going. So today I want to talk about nerves, adrenaline, and what happens when your voice shakes when you're supposed to be the pro. So, first of all, I was asked to sing the national anthem, and I couldn't believe it because when I got on stage, my voice was actually a little shaky. And it takes a very specific set of circumstances for me to get nervous. One of those main triggers being when I'm singing quietly in front of a crowd, especially if I don't have much or any music behind me. So even on my home turf, like singing in a church service, because it's wild. Like I can belt, but soft vocals and silence, nerves. Yeah. So I did the sound check, voice a little shaky then. So I knew it was adrenaline. I knew it was really excitement that was going through my body, not fear. So I was on the side of the stage trying to do all the things. I'm doing my deep breathing. I wiggled it out and I was shaking my hands like this. If you're watching on videos, you can see me doing the shaking. I even did progressive muscle relaxation, grounding, even gratitude reminders like I'm so grateful to be here right now. And I even told myself that this is excitement, so channel it into a great performance. But still, the voice just shook. One thing that didn't help was that I was introduced as vocalist Kimberly Alana. I mean, it's not wrong. I just haven't been introduced like that before. In all my years of performing, that's not how I've been introduced. I was the most sparkly person in the room visually. Like what I was wearing was very sparkly. And even before I went on stage, there was a guy who was like, "Are you singing the national anthem? I can tell because you're more sparkly than anybody else in here." I was like, well, yep, setting the stage, I guess. As my voice shook a little bit, I felt like there was this disconnect between how I looked and how I felt. It was a very big, blaring difference to me. Maybe other people didn't notice as much. So what I did in the moment while I was on stage, first of all, it was the national anthem and completely acceptable to put my hand over my heart and help calm the nervous system. Then number two, I completely abandoned soft singing. Nope. No. I just belted the whole thing because sometimes you don't fight it. You just lean in and go with it. Two, three, I smiled at myself mid-performance. It may have even been a slight laugh, but that self-compassion helped ease the pressure on myself. And when I did kind of smile at myself like that, I realized, oh, wow, my knees are locked. And that is one of those classic responses that we have, especially if there's adrenaline or we're nervous. So I unlocked my knees, bent them a little bit, and got into more of a power stance. Then I started using my hands. Well, my free hand. I was holding one mic, and I just started using the other hand. I started getting more expressive, and it happened to fit because at that point it was, "And the rockets run clear," which is really loud, and it needs that energy anyway. I took really deep diaphragm breaths and I made it through. And honestly, everything was so hurried and so rushed. It was like, boom, and then off the stage and thank you so much. And they went on with the rest of their program. And so I didn't have time to sit there and talk to anybody and try to get reassurance or anything like that. I just had to deal with what happened and move on. But what I'm taking with me, because I always look back and reflect on good and not so good performances, is I want more moments like this. I want to get nervous again because it means I'm stretching. I've been on my home turf for a really long time or sitting behind a piano, and it's a shield, and we call it a shield for a reason. So I've started putting feelers out there. I am going to start contacting local sports complexes about singing the anthem. And I'm also looking to get back on TV, whether that is singing or me talking about something. I would like to be on TV, not YouTube, not a podcast, but a TV studio, because TV studios still shake me up. I'm not even sure why, but there's something about those big cameras, dark room, and the bright lights. And honestly, sometimes even just the feeling like, oh, wow, I'm being captured on camera. Let me try to be perfect. Even when I am on my home turf and I'm feeling like I'm in my flow, as soon as somebody whips out a camera, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I'm like, gosh dang it. I hope you delete that part. Please delete that part. And I think that all of this is really funny because I teach stage presence. So nerves aren't always weakness, they're data, because sometimes they're just reminding us that you're alive, this is a big deal, and you care. So here's to being sparkly and shook and still showing up. Okay, let me turn this around to you all. Open this up. Let's have a conversation. Show me some solidarity here. When were some moments when you thought, what the heck? What the heck? I don't have stage fright. What is going on right now? Maybe it was such a long time ago that you barely remember it. You have to really reach back into your memory, but please share with a comment just so I don't feel alone. All right. That's all for today's very, very short episode. Until next time.